everyone, this is Yana, and I have a new short video series idea for my blog that I will be sharing over the next couple of weeks. So I have a couple of different supplies from Simon Says Stamp, and I will be using those supplies to create different cards. So today I'm working on a Mother's Day card, and I have this fabulous Mother's Day stamp set, along with some pink ink from Simon Says Stamp and a little die. So I've chosen this large sentiment, and I decided to stamp it directly onto some white cardstock. This is just regular white cardstock, and the one that I'm using is from Dove Craft. It's smooth white cardstock. It's called Premium White from Dove Craft. Now, I also decided to die cut a few different elements for my card to make it a little bit more interesting. So I've picked this heart die from Simon Says Stamp and this banner die from Spellbinders. Now, I die cut both, and then I decided to add a little bit of embossing to the banner die from Spellbinders just to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more dimensional. Now, I could have done the same thing with the Simon Says Stamp die, but I decided that I needed it flat, so that's why I only die cut the shape and I left it flat as is. So here I'm positioning my heart on top of that stamped sentiment, and I'm laying my a banner on top of it just to see how it's all going to go together. Now, the idea is I want to stamp the exact same sentiment on top of the heart using the matching ink, so it's going to be barely visible actually, but it's still going to be there, so it's going to make up for a nice pattern. So I did that. I stamped that sentiment on the heart, and I placed it on top of the stamped sentiment on my paper, and I used just a little bit of foam adhesive to create a little bit of dimension. Now I'm using another sentiment from the exact same set, and I'm trying to position it on my clear block to make sure I follow the curve of that banner that I have. Now, long time ago, I thought that I needed to have these special curved stamps for banners like this, but then I found that you can actually take a clear stamp and sort of like bend it a little bit and make sure it follows the curve of your paper. And then I used just a little bit of foam adhesive to create some more dimension on my card. Now, to make it a little bit more feminine, I decided to use this little pink flower that I got from a friend of mine. She makes these herself, and I really like the way they look. You know, they're fluffy, they're dimensional, and they look super cute and perfect for a Mother's Day card. Now, to embellish my card even further, I decided to create this striped paper, and I used a technique that I showed you in one of my previous videos. Here's a link to that, using some pigment ink and some washi tape. So you can click the link and see how that background was done. Now I'm simply using some double-sided tape, and I'm attaching this striped paper striped ink paper to the back of my white stamped paper, and I'm attaching it slightly at an angle to create a little bit of movement and make my card a little bit more interesting. And finally, I'm placing my my paper on my card base, and this is just regular white card base that I made out of white cardstock. Now, I had this little piece of pink cardstock left over, and I decided not to throw it away but utilize it and use it in my card. So I placed some double-sided adhesive on the back of that strip, and now I'm just going to attach it to the bottom part of my card to make the card a little bit more interesting and maybe a little bit more unexpected. Now, finally, for the last embellishment that I used were these couple of these different sequins that I had from Neat and Tangled and Teresa Collins, and I thought they added just a little perfect touch to my card. Now, this is all for today, and I really hope that you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and be sure to visit my blog. And if you're looking for a list of supplies, you can find those at the bottom of this video in the description section or on my blog. Thank you.